What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about a popular new addition to the shaving world, Occam's razor. Alright, so Occam's razor. If you're not already familiar with Occam's razor, we're going to take a look at everything inside the box today. We're going to go over all the information you need to know about it. We're going to go over all the benefits that it's going to bring to you that your disposable, terrible razor that you're using right now isn't providing you at all. A couple of the quick benefits are easy blade swaps, adjustable levels of aggressiveness, easy cleaning, and even a lifetime warranty in case the worst happens. Let's take a look. Alright, so this is the box that your Occam's razor will come in. I really like when the packaging for a product is such high quality that you don't want to throw the box away, because I won't end up throwing this away. I'll end up putting it on a shelf, putting it on display somewhere, and just keeping the box forever, along with the razor. First, you're going to get 3 info cards telling you a ton of information about Occam's razor, bullet points, easy blade loading, less skin irritation, stainless steel construction, an explanation of why these guys want to change the way that the world shaves. Here's a card about info regarding the aggressiveness of the heads. Depending on the variation of Occam's razor that you ordered, you're going to have more or less heads that came with it. This is just an explanation of which head is going to do which desired thing. Here's an explanation of which blades go with which head. You have the Pro Super, and the Pro Guard of these razors we'll get into. That's an explanation of that. Some information about the supported blades that you can use with your Occam's razor. More information regarding household waste and the difference between some of the razors. So those are pretty cool. That's definitely something you're going to want to hang on to and not lose. Alright, let's get into what's in the box. So you get, depending on the variation of Occam's razor you order, you get your packages of blades. Feather Professional Super, Feather Pro Guard. Excellent blades, excellent cases. When it comes to these, it's a pretty easy way, pulling back, then you push forward, extract the blade. Minimal risk in regarding of handling these blades, and then you even have a used blade little recycle spot on the bottom of the case, and then you don't have to worry about handling these things, throwing them in the trash can, them cutting through the trash can when you're moving stuff around, and all that nasty stuff. You have your actual Occam's razor here. You have one head that comes installed on the razor, and then depending on the variation, another 2 heads for levels of aggressiveness. Then you also have a pretty high quality, sweet little blade handler with a nice Occam's razor logo on it. I personally don't prefer to use these, but I would absolutely love to have one around at all times. So hang on to this thing for dear life, and you'll probably end up just wanting to use it as well. You'll also have 2 extra screws there, just in case you lose any. In order to hold the head onto the Occam's razor, 2 screws are required on each side. Tiny little screws, which can be very easy to lose, drop behind a cabinet, anything like that, get sucked up by a vacuum cleaner, kick down a vent or anything like that. Thank God we have 2 extras provided in case the worst happens. Alright, that's everything to do with what comes with your Occam's razor. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys exactly how to change a head on the Occam's razor. Occam's razor came installed with the level 1 least aggressive head. Then we have 2 other heads here, the moderate and most aggressive. Let's go ahead and swap over to the next level so that we all know exactly how the process goes. I don't know if I need to say it, but I'll say it anyway. Let's make sure there's not a blade installed in your razor when you're swapping heads. One doesn't come installed, so there's not one in there. I'm going to hold it like this a lot. I'm going to hold the head on there so it doesn't fall off and bounce around or anything like that. To do this, you're going to need a small screwdriver. This is not going to come with your Occam's razor. 2 screws right here. They're not going to come installed very tightly, so don't reinstall them very tightly or you'll end up stripping the screws or slipping or something like that. It's not going to be a necessary thing. Let's also try to keep track of your screws. Even though you have 2 extras, let's try not to use them quite yet. Alright, screws are out, and the level 1 least aggressive head is now removed. Let's place that right here and grab our level 2 head. As you can see, 2 dots right here to indicate the level 2 moderate aggressiveness. You have the single dot here to show you that that's the least aggressive head, just so you don't get anything too confused. And now for the reinstall. As you can see, it's a pretty simple, painless, low-risk process to move these heads around, which you're probably not going to be doing super often. However, to have that option, to me, is just priceless. An option of something you can't really adjust on. Definitely not on straight razors, but not on cartridge razors, and not on most safety razors. Make them nice and snug, but don't crank on it too tight. Alright, there we go. Head is now changed to the number 2, level 2, moderate aggressiveness of the razor's head. Next, I'll show you how to install a razor blade into the razor. Okay, I've gotten the card out that shows us which blades we can use with which head. Since we just installed the level 2 aggressiveness head, we can use any blade that we desire, the Pro Super, or the Pro Guard. I'm going to go straight for the Pro Guard blades. Awesome case, once again, easy to get the blades out with your recycle bin on the bottom from Feather. We'll go over this blade insertion and extraction tool as well. So what I had to do was slide this all the way one way. It clicked under a razor blade, and now I can go ahead and slide a razor blade out. If you desire to use this tool, which early in the morning I wear contacts, I'm basically blind without them. If you're going to do some shaving before you want to put your contacts in, this is going to be a great way to not drop the blade or cut yourself. So the blade's almost out. I'm going to put the lip right under there, and then you're going to hold on right at the end of this tool to keep your blade, keep your fingers away from the edges of the blade, and maneuver this around. This is going to be a good system, something that you can't do with a double-edged safety razor, and you can risk dropping it or cutting yourself or anything like that. I'm not going to use it right now, but it's very good to have on hand, just in case. I'm going to go ahead and just grip this thing with my fingers. Now, to install it into the razor, you want to do it with as little contact as possible. There's a slot right here. This razor blade is going to drop straight in there. However, you're going to have to do a little bit of downward pressure on it in order to not let it bump into the material of the Occam's razor. So I set it right there. I'm going to push down just a little bit, and that blade is going to then just slide right in, click in. Now it's in, now it's ready to shave. It floats in there, and there's some benefits to it floating in there. There's some benefits to not having a lot of material in there. Once it gets clogged up with hair, shaving cream, it's going to be really easy to clean. You can run it under water very quickly, and you're going to be able to clean it almost instantly. As opposed to some cartridge razors, which you end up banging on the sink or something like that in order to get it clean. This blade floats in there, right? It provides a little small amount of noise jiggling around in there, which can be taken care of. To get the blade out, push it down just a little bit. You can then do a little work on it a little bit, some upward pressure, not a lot, not any kind of crazy bending, just a little bit. We're going back in. Remember, our goal is to make as little contact as possible. Now, as the blade is still floating in there, it's not going to jiggle around at all, anything like that. It's still going to be straight, and you're still going to be able to get a very nice shave with it. Keep it simple, right? Occam's razor, floating blade, not a lot of action going on, and it's just going to provide you an amazing shave. We have that level 2 head on there, some moderate aggression for longer hair, and anything like that. To get the blade out, we can use the extraction tool if we would like. Hook it right in there. A little bit of downward pressure, pops right out pretty easily. Then you can go ahead, go right over to your recycling. Very minimal contact with the razor, small risk of cutting yourself or anything like that. And boom, it's gone, it's not going anywhere. Some great razor cases right here. And that's gonna be pretty much it. We went over everything that's gonna come in your razor box. We went over changing the heads, different levels of aggression, what blades you can use with what head, how to use the extraction tool. And that's gonna be your Occam's razor. I hope you guys like shaving with it. I know that I did. And it's gonna be your new favorite razor, that's for sure. You're gonna get rid of that nasty disposable cartridge razor or that old safety razor you've been clinging on to. You're gonna love how this one goes. Alright, thanks for watching everybody. If you have any questions, let me know. Hope you learned something, hope you enjoyed it. I know that I did. See you guys next time.